Our chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Ji, Chairman, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog. Our guest of honor, Dr. Biswajit Saha, Director Skill Education and Training, CBSE. And our special guest, Dr. Anuradha Mathur. And my manager, ma'am, Mrs. Sneh Verma, principal, ma'am, teachers, and dear students who are participating in this program. A very good afternoon to all of you. I think I would say it's a very proud moment for the school when such eminent personalities, luminaries are participating in a school function who are at the helm of NEP policy 2020. I think with Dr. Rajiv Kumar and Dr. Biswajit Saha, with these, they are the people who are associated with forming of the NEP policy, with implementation of the policy. And I feel Government of India has made a right choice. If we look at their background of Dr. Rajiv Kumar, so versatile, hardly any field worth saying where he has not been at the top of the position, whether it is Reserve Bank or State Bank or multinationals or industry. I mean, you mention a name and he has his experience in that field. And so Dr. Biswajit Saha, another very experienced personality. So they are, when we have these kind of persons at the helm of the affairs, I'm sure the NEP policy with all its good objectives, the real objective of an education which should be there, will be implemented, would be put into practice. Of course, for putting up any new project, any new ideas, any new policies, it takes its time. It cannot be done overnight. It has, but we are sure, sir, with your experience and with your blessings, all our schools would be implementing NEP in a very short time. And grateful to the Government of India also that they are thinking of changing the basic concept of our education. You see, with NEP, what I find, they are changing the basic concept, not making individuals, to develop individuals for the country and students which can come up in the life and be a proud citizens of this huge country. Of course, we are, I think, in the right direction. The basic concept of our educational policy, I'm not going into the details, but what I find, Government of India has involved so many of its bodies, NCRT, Skill India, and so many NRDI, who are working for this NEP policy. It is not HRD department, but so many other policies who are associated with the technical aspect, the skill aspect, and the educational side. They are all involved in making this policy a success policy. So I'm sure with all their efforts and with our efforts, the efforts of our teachers, our principal, the way they have adopted this policy in such a short span. So we have been passing through very difficult times. You are all aware on these last 2 years, pandemic years, government. And, sir, as you know, education is a state subject. We don't come directly under the central government. So we have our issues with the state governments also on so many matters, which is not the subject as of today. But in spite of all those issues, which I'm not uh, bringing it out here, which I would love to do it at some other forum, but not here. I would say my teachers and its team of our aspiring students and our principal and manager ma'am, they have adopted the virtual educational system as quickly as it could be done. And they are, I think, quite successfully have adopted themselves to the new educational policy of the government. And even the students have taken up this in the right spirit, in spite of that. Being in Delhi has its own advantages because we have good digital system in the state. Facilities are much better than other places of the country, and students and the parents are comparatively much better off to buy even one of the best equipments for this system. So, with all working together, I think in such a short span to adopt this system, of course, we are looking forward when the physical schooling would start. One thing I noted, one of the objects of the NEP policy, the Guru Shishya Parampara, the olden parampara of our times, that is one of the objects of the NEP policy. And of course, that would be an ideal situation, what we think of when the teachers and students interact, which is the purpose of the education. And the olden times parampara of Nalanda University and other, what we learn, that Guru Shishya Parampara, which the policy lays emphasis on. And the other issue of discarding the old system of syllabus and passing of examinations with good results. You know, till so far, the only objective of the school has been, and the parents look forward, is ultimately how much my child can get, how much numbers my child can get in the class 12. That is the, I think, one of the biggest objective of our education system so far. So with these new ideas of skill development, new courses, vocational courses, character building. Sir, the main objective which you have put in the NEP policy is character building. I assure you, sir, DAV has been a pioneer in character building. Our objective has always been to build students who have a healthy character, positive character, and who think of others before themselves. I would sum up this, my words. You see, you can be assured that the main objective of NEP policy of character building, DAV would be the pioneer. In spite of this policy, we have been following it up right from, you can say, the start of the DAV institutions in 1886. That is how this institution was built up. And now it is 137 years old. It is only because of the character, selfless service before the self, and the sacrifices and the pure life of our ancestors like Mahatma Hansraj, Swami Shraddhananji, and all those people, they devoted. And and we have been following it up. We have been following it up to the best of our efforts.
Right, sir.
And I would like to add is, sir, we must have the subjects of constitution and civics in our higher class, because every student, every individual must know the constitution of the country, the youth are our biggest bet. The health of the country's education will determine the effectiveness of our population in shaping India's next decade. It needs to be rooted in relevance and innovation.
So, yeah.
So there is a lot of brilliance out there in our students. It's need to be tapped and given wings. That is all my to say and add. And I wish my school, with your guidance and NEP policy, following the NEP policy, we would be always there with you, sir. Thank you.